Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our first impressions overview, our initial thoughts on Galbrena as a unit. And we'll be making sure to take the time to test her out in a variety of game modes across a variety of teams to break down whether or not she's worth the pulls. Because one thing is certain about this character, one thing is certain about this unit. She does a lot of damage, and we've been making sure to farm pretty well for her, give her exactly the things. Oh, Jesus, they're yapping so much. She's going to be over here on the Flaming Claw print set. She's going to have Flame Wing Shadow as well. And of course, Lux and Umbra, her signature weapon. And we'll be trying her across a variety of different weapons as well, mainly the free-to-play options and those teams to see just how valuable she is. So without further ado, let's get right on into it.
But before we begin, if you're looking to pick up Galbrena or her weapon and we're thinking about buying some lunite, you'd probably like to save some cash. LD Shop is a fantastic way of doing that, and I'll show you exactly why. LDshop.gg gives you access to huge discounts on pretty much anything you can buy in a ton of games. But let's click on WooWah for now. The monthly pass? Usually it's $5 reduce, but on LD Shop, it'll be much less. What a deal! To claim one of these discounts, just select the item you're looking for and click Top Up to submit your payment. You'll need your Curl linked account email, password, and username. This might seem a bit off, but remember that LD Shop already works with sensitive account information with their emulator, LD Player, so you can trust them for their services. They also have excellent reviews on Trustpilot. If you created an account with Gmail or Facebook, use the directions of the top-up menu to link your account to an email. After finalizing your payment info, wait a couple of minutes and your items will be on your account. New users can get a 15% discount and an additional 5% using my sponsored link, and first-time top-up bonuses are available as well. That means you can get some big discounts. Spending $80 or more will net you a VIP membership, which can get you a free 30-day Lunite subscription. So try LD Shop today.
The first thing that we're going to have to do when it comes to this unit is start testing her out in the TOA. And unfortunately, it's going to be really hard to accurately test her out in the TOA. We'll still give it a try because the first boss on floor 4 is fusion resistant. And then this is a bit of an AoE floor, which she struggles against AoE and she will struggle against fusion resistant enemies. But we'll go ahead and we'll do it anyways. So let's give it a try on floor 3 using the good old mono fusion team. This entire team is going to be S0R1. They're all going to have their signatures, and the builds are going to be pretty good across the cast. The Brant looks really good, the Lupa looks really good, and of course, the Galbrena's build also looks pretty good. Around 75% crit rate. It could be higher, but it is what it is. And again, they're all going to be on their signature weapons, and so we'll give this one a bit of a try. Remember, this is floor 3 of the hazard zone. So when it comes to playing this team, it's actually just, if you already have experience with mono fusion, you're replacing Galbrena, or you're replacing Chang Li with Galbrena. And it's got a pretty easy team rotation. You just start off with a skill on Lupa, Q, then press R after her echo skill lands, or you can just press it afterwards, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, do a little bit of this stuff, a little bit of that, and then go over to your Brant, and then trigger Lupa's grouping on her skill. That's actually one of the reasons why the mono fusion team is like pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm taking a minute over here. Because that's available. Unfortunately, we didn't hit with the anchor over there.
Jackpot. Behave now. I've come to send you through.
And so the clear is going to be a little bit grieved. But basically, you want to go onto Galbrena. You just want to do some basic attack chains. Then Echo skill. Well, right? Echo skill before she...
With me! To victory!
enters Demon Hypostasis. And even with the bit of a hiccup at the start, you know, missing with Brant's anchor, the Claire's looking pretty good.
In the limelight.
And did she just say jackpot? Yeah, she says jackpot when she parries. This team talks a lot of shit when they parry.
Same actor, different role.
Gotcha.
And once again, we're just going to basic attack, then enter Demon Hypostasis, then we're going to liberate right afterwards, and then just start spamming basics. Yeah, that's this character. You spam basics. And it ends up doing okay. Right? It ends up actually doing really good. It does better than having, well, Chang Li on the team.
At the helm. Let the
Yeah,
flames
Galbrena is better
rise.
than Chang Li in this lineup. However, she's not like overwhelmingly better.
Same actor, different role.
Speak of the devil. Behave now. The flames are all. I've come to send you to your grave.
Galbrena's kind of a character that does have that extended field time, but I will be honest to you. After trying out this team with Chang Li as well, the clear time is roughly almost the same. And the thing is, my Chang Li's a little bit better built than this Galbrena, so it might actually be better overall. But that's what it's looking like over here, of course, using the Mono Fusion team. And as you can tell, that one is still pretty strong. The unfortunate part about this situation, though, is that Galbrena, this is her strongest team. Every single team that she's on after this is undeniably just going to be worse than this one. And the reason for that is quite simple. Galbrena is a character that deals a ton of this damage that's called Echo skill damage. She has that tagline over here, and she's also going to have it basically on all of these abilities over here, right? Echo skill damage. And, well, there's not a lot of ways to buff Echo skill damage in the game. And the issue with this is that, well, Mono Fusion is her best team because there's so many damage bonuses built into all of these different characters, their signatures, and their kits. And that can suffice as a replacement for Echo skill damage, because attribute damage, like fusion damage, is basically the same as Echo skill damage for Galbrena. And that basically means every single team is going to be significantly worse than this one, because there's just not a lot of stuff that's buffing her overall output. We're going to go ahead and try a bit of a different lineup over here, utilizing Iuno and Shorekeeper. We'll also make sure to go for the free-to-play option as well. When it comes to the builds on these units, the Iuno is very incredibly well built. And then the Shorekeeper is just going to be on a pretty typical lineup with a variation. So nothing really crazy there, but the Iuno's build is really good. And this team, unfortunately, is also not going to have a lot of Echo skill damage synergy. It's not going to max out Galbrena's Afterflame over here, which is, you know, that meter that she has whenever teammates use an Echo skill. We're only going to get 24 out of the 40 possible points on pretty much all these teams except for one of them. We'll also make sure to try out the Giga free-to-play version of this with Mortefi and Verina.
Diminish. Lion graft.
Here we go.
I'll indulge you. The moon is full. Face me.
Iuno is always like a little bit suspect on this floor. I really don't like how she has like so many, you know,
Behave now. I might trigger.
I really don't like how she has like so little AoE in these situations. But yeah, we're basically unfortunately not going to be clearing these guys at the same time. And the end result is a little bit of a rough first two waves, but it is what it is.
In war with time.
Again, I'm not going to go ahead and be like, you know, min-maxing every single run. I'll just show, you know, even with some hiccups, right, we're still clearing. Or hopefully we'll still clear.
This is nothing. Fate in my mark.
Speak of the devil. Behave now. The flames are raw. I'll show you.
And let's just keep doing our combos. Getting those big kicks off.
Vow from the soul.
And you're noticing it's not nearly as good as the Mono Fusion team. We kind of had a similar hiccup where we missed with the Brant anchor. This is like a similar kind of like dynamic we got going on over here.
Praise me. Foes, be my prey. Fate
You can't escape.
revealed.
Rise from heaven. I've come to send you to your grave.
That was pretty sick though, that parry.
Painted hellfire.
Ordained.
And here we go.
In war with time.
And so Iuno's buff to heavy attack damage ends up working out pretty well in this
Taste
team.
my resolve.
And we'll be using Mortefi for a similar reason.
string.
Causality?
Gotcha.
Overturn.
Behave now.
So yeah, very similar clear time to Mono Fusion. I think in the Mono Fusion team, we probably had like more hiccups along the way. And this Iuno does have one of the most disgusting builds ever. And I'm pretty sure, once again, this only cleared in a similar time to the Mono Fusion team because, well, look at it this way, guys. Iuno is benefiting from this massive damage increase buff on her rotation. So that's why this Iuno team had a higher clear time. It's entirely because of the fact that she's gaining this buff over here when shielded resonators are dealing damage because she has a stacking shield built into her kit. So again, the Mono Fusion team is significantly better than this one, but Iuno's getting personal damage buffs on this floor that are allowing her to edge them out by a couple of seconds. But that's essentially what's going on over here. Now let's try out the Giga free-to-play option. And this one is, I think, going to be, it's going to be significantly rougher.
Make this quick. Live experiments
I think this
underway.
one is going to be significantly rougher. We're going to have a Mortefi on Moonlit Clouds, and then a Verina over here just kind of mugging it. She will have an R5 variation, though, but she is S0. And we'll give this one a bit of a go. So for this team, I'll just start off with like an Echo skill over here.
Notice a luminous energy.
And then start getting
The fruit of evolution.
Fury
our
boil.
Mortefi's rotation going, right? Just a skill, into that.
Let's do
You can
another
escape
way.
me.
And then we'll just do the same exact rotation that we had before, right?
Rise from hell. By my trigger.
And let's see if she does some damage here.
Fight fire with fire.
She does move kind of fast in this mode, though.
Behave now.
Fury boils.
But as you can see, this team is, without some of the high damage from a
Watch out.
unit like Iuno coming in, right?
Safe
We're
distance.
struggling a little bit.
Let's
That's
do
for
this
certain.
Another way.
Speak of the devil.
I don't even know if this is going to be able to clear, to be honest.
Flame just a scratch. I've come to send you to your grave.
Probably a grouping thing, but we also had a similar sort of grouping situation with all the other teams. So,
Fury boils.
again, with this team, you might have to do a significant amount of sweating just to ensure, right, that you're getting all the stuff off. Because right now,
Boils. As you wish.
with kind of like the grouping issues that we've had, this actually is doing worse than if you put Gion in instead of her. This team is actually significantly better.
The hunt.
I'm not even joking. If you put Gion in, this team is better.
That's tainted hellfire.
I'm not sure if this clears, but maybe it will.
Fury boils. Inferno.
The fruit of evolution.
Fury boils. Silence.
Let's do
You can't
this another
escape
way.
me. Behave now. The flames roar. I'll show you.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna
Fight
clear.
fire with fire.
Maybe if I got better grouping, it would. But as you can see, it's just... The unfortunate part about Galbrena is that only about 30% of her damage, right,
Fury boils.
actually comes from heavy attacks. And so the fact that we don't necessarily have a lot of, you know, echo skill damage buffing like we do get in the fusion team, right? A lot of our damage actually, like, isn't really even getting amplified.
I've come to send you
And that
to
can be a
your
bit of an
grave.
issue, right? That can be a bit of an issue. And I think it makes this team, right,
Fight fire with
one of the more not as great free-to-play ones in the game. But this definitely will clear if you get better grouping, right? Because we're about one rotation off. And the only issue that we had was dealing with those stone guys at the start. And so we're one rotation off of clearing, but we doubled the rotations that we took to take care of the stone guys because of bad grouping. It can clear. It probably should clear. But the unfortunate part is that, damn, that's not really as good as it is, especially, right, than the more premium lineups. Now, let's do the final test over here. And this one is going to be, of course, having Galbrena, but utilizing some other tech And that's going to be the full Echo skill lineup, because this will be able to fully charge Galbrena's Afterflame, give her those full damage bonuses, but we do have the unfortunate downside of, well, having to use Phrolova and Cantarella in the team. This team results in a rotation that takes really fucking long. It should probably still clear, but it takes a really long time. So let's just...
Cadence, halt.
Okay, how did we manage to ungroup those guys? That's actually impressive. Maybe I gotta open up with like a skill.
Begin. Symphony of life. Life or death, no alternative. Witness blossoms in wilt.
All right, so we just do our Phrolova rotation, right? Now we're getting ready to get onto Galbrena here.
The hunt.
And we got way better grouping over here. Hikari is naturally helping because, well, Hikari has built-in grouping. And that's why this one can actually feel really damn good.
Take a breath and right here. Hey, come on out, little critter. In go.
It's a long-ass rotation, but
venom. Riptides.
It is doing a very respectable amount of damage.
Preparatory beats. Begin. Cadence. Halt. The soul never entombed.
Speak of the devil. Rise from hell. I'll show you.
So yeah, you're seeing. This one actually does do really good, but damn, is it a long team rotation?
Painted hellfire.
Come on out, little critter. Sleep in the whispers of silence.
Oblivion. Thus, Ictus, ready. Preparatory beats. Begin. Chant.
And there we go.
Songs of old.
Boom.
Gotcha. Behave now. By my trigger. Enter Hell's Gate.
Scorched to earth.
Fight fire with fire.
Let's break big.
Explode.
To hell with
How did she get grabbed, brother?
lick your wound.
Ensemble.
Anyways,
Cadence.
well, my rotation just got griefed over there because I'm pretty sure I parried her like 30 times.
Absolute.
But you guys are probably beginning to see, yeah, this team is actually pretty decent. Unfortunately, yeah, the rotation kind of fell apart at the end over there. I was supposed to do another thing on Cantarella, but I was scared if Galbrena died, so I fat fingered an ability. As you can see, though, even with that massive mistake and getting held by the Ikes, we still get a very competitive, very comfortable clear time. The only thing is that I'm just going to be honest, guys. I think you could just run a two-man with Phrolova and Cantarella and get similar results. That's more so, I think, the focus is that I could probably run this team with a corpse in the third slot and still get similar results than Galbrena because she takes an exceptional amount of field time. Those are, unfortunately, the four teams that she really has available on release. She doesn't really have any other options because, again, she's a heavy attack damage dealer, and those are all the heavy attack damage buffers in the game. Now, what we'll do is a bit of some interesting stuff. We're now going to test her out a little bit, utilizing some alternative weapons and echo setups. And the first team that we're going to be trying with an alternative setup is, of course, going to be the Mono Fusion one. Because what if you don't want to actually pull Lux and Umbra? What if you just want Static Mist, right? What if you just want Static Mist? Then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and I will need I've already got one prepared. Actually, a pretty okay one. I'm going to need a crit damage forecast. So we'll slide that one in. And of course, we'll now have 80%. We'll now have 80% crit rate. Why do this? I can't even see the text. Yeah, we'll have 80% crit rate and a little bit lower crit damage. And we will be using Static Mist. But the thing is, Static Mist is really cool because it'll give an attack buff to the incoming Resonator. And that actually is helpful in fusion teams. Unlike any of the other ones we're going to be using. It'll actually be okay in the Havoc team, but for all the Shorekeeper teams, she'll be getting the 15% attack buff and not doing anything with it, which is unfortunate.
Together we howl!
Epic shot.
All right, come on, Lupa. Do your little grouping.
Keep the tears.
Okay, let me go see if I can. All right, nice.
Escape me. Rise from hell. I've come to
There we
send
go.
you to your grave.
A fresh face.
Painted hellfire.
Devour them all.
So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the Lupa enhanced intro over there, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's a little bit of damage that we missed, but I'd rather take the time to land a good Brant anchor. I'd rather take the time to land a good Brant anchor than have to worry about that shit.
No worries. Listen carefully. Same actor, different role.
Speak of the devil. Behave now. Bathe in flames. I'll show you.
The gates of hell.
All right, come on, keep blasting.
Fight fire with fire.
Let strength speak.
Burn to dust! With me to victory!
Epic shot.
Ha!
Climax of the show.
Attack is one!
Perfect finale. Same actor, different role. Here's to
Gotcha. Behave now. Rise from the hunt ends here.
That was wild.
Explode.
And again, this is on static mist, ladies and gentlemen, right? Like, we gotta recognize that. This is on static mist. And we're getting close to the same exact time. Perhaps even potentially competitive with the other time, right? With Lux and Umbra. But that's how free-to-play friendly she actually is if you already have Mono Fusion. Because, well, the team works really well as like a solid core, so it's like, you don't really need her weapon. You don't really need her weapon in this team because Static Mist is giving that attack buff to Lupa. And like the clear time difference is, it's still like around 5 to 10 seconds. But assuming you already had these pieces, I mean, I don't see any reason why you would need to pull her weapon at all. That's my take, if that's the team that you plan on running her in. I would say that there's a similar sort of breakdown in the Mono Havoc team, replacing Rosia with her, because then you'll buff Cantarella with some attack, and that'll be pretty decent. But the unfortunate part is that, once again, this team is just better when she's not in it. You put in, like, a Dan Jin, you put in a, like, Rosia, and the team is better than having her in it. So it's kind of just, like, it does feel like she is there to, like, kind of, like, hang on for the ride. She basically has one very meta team in the game right now, and that's Mono Fusion. That's just kind of how it is. If you don't have those pieces, I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't feel like that she as a character is necessarily like worth the expenditure right now. But one thing is clear. Chu Yan is going to be a character that heavily buffs her, because we've actually gotten access to somebody who's played ahead in the story, and they've provided some documentation when it comes to what her kit actually does. So we could just go ahead, we could take a look at it over here, and just see some of the things that he does. Echo skill damage amplification. And we'll take a look at his outro skill to see what it does as well. Grant 50% echo skill damage amplification to the incoming resonator, lasting for 14 seconds or until the resonator is switched out. Yeah, so if you want to make the full use out of Galbrena in some of her lineups, I think that it's probably going to be a really important decision to actually pull Chu Yan. But if you do have the Mono Fusion team ready to go, and, you know, you're happy with using Galbrena in it, there's no real need. There's no real need at all to pull Chu Yan, because she'll already have a viable lineup. So, yeah. We'll break down his kit further at a later point, but I just wanted to let people know that, yes, it is a bit of like a package deal over here because there's no other echo skill damage amplifiers in the game. It's only him. There's nobody else. There's no other way to amplify echo skill damage. So the unfortunate part is that Chuyan isn't nearly as beneficial to Phrolova as he is Galbrena because Frolova's echo skill damage happens off field. Hers is entirely on field. So Chuyan is kind of like her only real buffer outside of mono fusion teams. But if you got these two, you're perfectly fine if you got her. Now we'll do our final bit of testing over here, and that's going to be moving us on over to Whimpering Wastes to see how she does in that game mode. Because I'm just going to be real, right? She's not actually that great in it. And you guys will be able to figure out why. We're going to take the mono fusion team, her best possible team, and then actually use her special token. And then we'll just see how it does relatively, and I'll put a dummy team on the other side. Let's get this one ready to go. And then we could talk a little bit about how she performs in Weewa. Because, as you can see from her kit, a lot of her damage is centered around, like, these big old meaty attacks, and there's a decent chance you might end up overkilling some enemies. And that's a little bit unfortunate. And not having the damage to deal with other parts of the clear. But one thing is for certain, in the mono fusion team, she's going to have 2 other teammates that can help her out significantly across her clears.
End you with me.
Epic shot. Same.
You can't escape me.
Different role.
The unfortunate part about this team is that, well, it kind of sucks on the first side. But I think just taking the time in the rotation to actually do a full demon hypostasis rotation, probably pretty decent to do. As you're able to, you know, start building up more and more energy on other teammates. Because we're going to spend a little bit of time on Lupa over here, just so we can get her liberation, and then kind of go from there. Unfortunately, we don't get Lupa's follow-up attack because we were like a little bit short on Concerto somehow.
Perfect finale.
But as you can see, this team is going to typically just do just fine. Because, well, you've got Brant over here doing that for you.
Same actor.
Speak of the devil.
But when you actually got Galbrena on the field, that's where stuff gets a little bit tricky. Because that's good, right?
Fight fire with fire.
But as you can see, I clear less than Brant. And she's supposed to be the main DPS over here. I'm clearing less than Brant. So, Mono Fusion is without a doubt going to be her best team in Whimpering Wastes. But it's kind of because these guys are doing all of the work.
Same actor.
Yeah, do you guys see what I'm talking about here? Yeah, do you guys see what I'm talking about here?
Just listen carefully.
You can't escape me. The flames roar. The hunt.
Yeah.
Here.
Time to go.
Yeah, that's Brant absolutely destroying the entire game mode.
To hell with you.
Painted hell.
And then Galbrena's like out here like grinding to kill like one enemy. Galbrena's out here. She does her whole entire rotation to kill 2 waves. So think about it this way. Imagine you were running one of those Iuno teams, right? Imagine you were running one of those Iuno or Mortefi teams. How well do you think that team would have done? Because as far as I'm concerned, Brant and Lupa are responsible for about like 3/4 of that team's score. I don't think Galbrena, I think it's pretty clear, Galbrena wasn't doing very much in the first place. And so what better way to show exactly what I'm talking about other than to, you know, let's use a Iuno team. And this is going to be a pretty stacked lineup to use because, well, Iuno's quite a strong character, right? We'll see how it goes. Hope you're ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how this one does.
Loading.
Speak of the devil. Now watch closely.
On
You can't escape
I
me.
have my fun.
Bathe in flames. Painted hell.
All right, getting that whole combo off here.
Worry not.
Loading.
And then we're just gonna get a little bit of a Shorekeeper rotation going, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll indulge you. On you go. Praise me. Answer my call.
Not too bad. Again, Iuno's getting some huge wave clear in.
Be my prey. Causality? Gotcha. Overturn. Behave now. Rise from hellfire. I've come to send you to your grave.
A fresh face.
Fight fire with fire.
Let strength speak.
Oath from the heart. Low astral modulation.
With style and grace.
I mean, the team isn't doing terribly, right? But this is the
Taste
thing.
my resolve.
You can clearly see that Iuno is, like, actually noticeably fucking destroying some of these waves. Right? Like, actually, non-sarcastically, one-shotting them.
Fate. Speak of the devil. Reveal. Behave now.
And then it's like, you just look at Galbrena when she's, like, doing stuff like this, and it's just, it doesn't look good.
Scorched to earth.
Like, the amount of time it's taking me to clear these waves is just really fucking bad.
Lock on.
Ordained. In war with time.
Iuno didn't even clear 2 waves in her rotation. That's because
The
she's
moon
literally a
is
sub
full.
DPS, brother. We're spending time, right? And this is, I mean, I'm gonna be real over here. She actually is, like, actually
Be my prey.
fucking destroying this wave over
You
here.
can't escape me. Behave now. Rise. The hunt ends here.
Time to go.
I'll fight fire with fire.
Let strength speak.
And you can see, right? It ends up getting an oak, but you can just, it's not that. That doesn't. For a token that's shilled with her in the most premium team that she has, or it's a full, like, 5-cost team, right? Iuno has her sig, she has her sig, everyone's on their set. Shorekeeper, she's using the shield token. 3K is a dog shit score for that. I'm going to be real with you. If somebody is getting 3K like this with their own shield token, I don't think the character is that great in Whimpering Wastes. Maybe there's alternative rotations that are better for her. Maybe you're supposed to use her air attacks and stuff like that. But this character really sucks bad. Like, she's, I don't think she's a good value in this game mode. And I think the fact that she has, like, 0 damage at the start of her rotation and then a shit ton of damage later on, it's kind of not that conducive with how this game mode works. I'm glad that there are some characters with some weaknesses, but it does feel like Galbrena is significantly lower value than a unit like Augusta, where Augusta still feels decent and perfectly fine in this game mode. Overall, I would just say Galbrena clearly is a character that has a lot of built-in weaknesses. She is a character that has some built-in restrictions. It's clear that her value is going to skyrocket significantly with the increase with Chu Yan's release into the game, because he will directly buff her significantly with how his kit works. But it's just a matter of, like, if you have the Mono Fusion team, you can get a lot of value out of Galbrena right now. But if you already have Chang Li, there's absolutely no reason to pull her currently. Unless you plan on pulling, if you have Mono Fusion with Chang Li, unless you plan on pulling Chu Yan as well, for Galbrena, I don't actually recommend pulling her. Because you will already have a fusion team that will clear all the content in the game with a Chang Li. And this one is just, I think she's going to be a bit more of like a package deal feeling character with Chu Yan. But if you're in the situation where you have Brant and you have Lupa and you don't have Chang Li, or you hate playing her, you don't like her because she deals no damage, then you can just easily go for a Galbrena instead, and then also have the option of playing Galbrena in other teams by picking up Chu Yan later. So that's just some potential. Those are some possibilities over there for you when it comes to actually pulling her. And when it comes to her weapon, I'm going to be honest. Because one of her best teams currently is Mono Fusion, and Static Mist functions so well in Mono Fusion with, like, 5 to 10 seconds in clear time difference, I would dare say try her out on Static Mist first, give it a bit of a look, see how you feel with it in the lineups that you're going to be using her on. But if you do plan on pulling Chu Yan to fully buff her as an echo skill damage dealer, then you should go ahead and pull her weapon too, because then she'll excel a lot more in the role, and Static Mist is probably not going to be great on that team because you're going to want like Shorekeeper, Chu Yan, Galbrena. I think that's pretty much all the coverage that we can do for this character, and that's all the testing that we could have reasonably done. Let me know what you all thought about our breakdown. Let me know whether or not you think she's a high value unit, whether she's bait. I'll see you all next time. Peace.